All right, what's going on, guys? Just wanted to come on here and do my quick Oregon preview vid. It's not going to be super long. It's just going to be real short and sweet to the point about some games that I think are huge and positions that I think, um, you know, people have question marks about, but I don't. Running back, number one. It's Byron Marshall's going to be the guy to replace Kenyon Barner, and this guy's physical. He's a downhill runner. He can take the hits the Anthony Thomas can't, thus freeing up the Anthony Thomas to play where he's comfortable. In motion at the slot, as an option back, as a guy that can come out of the backfield sometimes and catch a ball. We're going to line him up running back at some point. Of course, he's the Anthony Thomas. You need the ball in his hands. But he's going to get 25 carries, but that's going to be including kick returns, punt returns, you know, receiving, catching the ball, options, that sort of thing. It's going to be a big culmination of throughout the game type stuff. It's not going to be ground and pound with the Anthony Thomas, and I'm glad because he can't take the hits. He's too small. But Byron Marshall, he's a beast, and he's fast. So those of you who don't think we have a running game anymore, forget about it. Offensive line, this core is solid. They're beasts. They've been opening up holes all season last year. I expect them to do the same exact thing. I don't expect them to miss a beat. Everyone's like, well, you did lose some people. I'm like, yeah, but the secondary guys or the second string guys, they play in the second half of half our ball games, the entire second half of half our ball games because we just pull people out of the water and they get good reps, and that's great practice. And they've been killing it in fall camp. They've been giving the defensive line fits, and the defensive line has been giving them fits. So it's been a back and forth battle, which is what I really like to see. I don't like to see one side dominate the other side. I like to see one day the defense gets the best, and the next day the offense gets the best. Or if you have 2 days, the first practice the defense gets the best of the offensive line, and the second practice the offensive side gets the best. That give and take. It's really good for competition. Going onto the defensive side of the ball, our defensive line is stout, just amazingly good right now. They're playing out of their minds in fall camp. I'm super impressed with what I've been hearing. Tennessee fans, you think your offensive line is just going to come in here and absolutely manhandle us? That's not going to be the case. You guys might be bigger and stronger and more, you know, maybe NFL prototypical offensive line or SEC prototypical line, but we're going to give you a battle every inch of the way. You're not going to come in there and just completely dominate us. I don't think that's going to happen for a second. You might get the best of us some plays, and we might get the best of you some plays, but it's going to be a lot of give and take in that aspect of the word. And forget about throwing on us, especially since you don't really have a quarterback or receivers. Our secondary and our cornerbacks are just amazingly good. It's going to be a top five secondary in the nation, I think. We got ball hawks on both sides of the ball. We got safeties that are hungry. Oh man, it's going to be a disgusting secondary. Linebacking core, that's another big question mark. Everyone's like, well, you lost your two guys. Yeah, we did. But the guys that we have there, Oregon fans know who they are. Not a lot of other people do, just because they don't play a ton, because those guys are so pivotal. Those guys that we lost were so pivotal. But Bo Lacumbo, Raheem Castle, and Derek Malone are all guys that can come in and make an impact. Joe Walker is also a guy coming in a recruiting class. Second, he's a JUCO transfer. Came in early commit. Signee has been in here before spring, learning the playbook. Should have most of it down by now. I expect him to be part of the two deep. He's going to be an impact guy. This linebacking core is going to be tough. We're going to hit hard. We're fast. We're physical. We're going to destroy some people. It's kind of scary how we can lose those two guys, and just because nobody knows their names doesn't mean they're not solid, and they're definitely solid. They can do the job. Quarterback, forget about it. This guy's a Heisman Trophy candidate. We all know his name, Marcus Mariota. He's a stud. He's absolute stud. Receiving core: Keenan Lowe, Josh Huff, B.J. Kelly, Braylon Addison. Need I say more? Okay, I will. Eric Dungy. Come on now. This core, the latter part of that might be young, B.J. Kelly and Eric Dungy and Braylon Addison, but Braylon Addison was a stud as a freshman. He's gonna be an even bigger stud this year. Eric Dungy has been coming into his own in fall camp. He's gonna get a lot of reps. B.J. Kelly is finally becoming the guy in practice, to where last year he was a redshirt freshman. Didn't really necessarily have the year everybody was expecting, but this year coaches are seeing another level from him, and that's super exciting because I've been high on this guy for a long time. So I expect him to do great things. Josh Huff Sr., forget about it. He's going to be the it guy. Keenan Lowe, another solid receiver. Our receiving core is stout. The one weakness, I guess you could say, of this Oregon team, the weakest part is going to be the linebacker. That's the biggest still question mark. I know I said I'm confident, but I'm still interested to see who's going to step up and be the quote unquote quarterback of the defense. Is it going to be Boa Kumbo, Raheem Castle, Derek Malone, or is it going to be one of the safeties or corners, Ifo or Terrence Mitch? Who's it going to be? And that's going to be the exciting part of the season. Who's going to be like, okay, guys, let's get the stop. Let's stop them on third down and get off the field and get the ball to our offense. And last year that was Kiko, especially with the loss of John Boyette. Um, he was that quarterback on defense. Now it's time for somebody else to step up, and that's the one part where I'm just like, I don't know who it's going to be, just because those guys haven't been in that situation. They'll make plays and they'll be solid. It's just who's going to be the captain of that defense. That's going to be the big question. And kicking game, ooh man, that's a touchy point for Oregon fans just because Maldonado has spurred us so many times. I want to see that guy bench so bad. Forgive me for kind of having a little axe to grind against Maldonado, but he's cost us two big games, and I would not mind at all if Matt Logan comes in there and starts opening day as a kicker. And from what I hear, he's the only thing with him is getting his consistency down, and that'll all come with practice. He'll get it down. He's been making 50 yarders in practice. It's insane how big of a leg this kid has. Make him the kickoff guy too. Have him kicking in the end zone every time. That'd be terrific. Um, so just getting his consistency down will be big. So he probably won't be kicking in any huge games. Luckily, we probably won't have a huge game until Stanford come November 7th. And that's the game everybody's circling. But it seems like every time there's a game circled, it turns out to be another game that becomes the game on of the season. Last year it was going to be USC. Both of us were going to go in there undefeated. We ended up doing that. USC did not. They disappointed. Didn't make that game what it was supposed to be. But then Stanford came up and snuck up on us. Credits to them. But this year, Arizona State's supposed to be a pretty good squad every year. Everyone's talking about them contending for the South. I don't necessarily see it, but I'm, going to respect that people know what they're talking about. And then Oregon State, they had a good season last year. Can they build off that? They didn't lose a lot on their defense. They did lose a receiver, though. That's big. So who's going to replace him? Stormwood's at running back. uh, the Beavers could be a test at the end of the season. This year we have them at Autzen, so I don't think it's going to be a huge deal. And I think we're going to make that our sixth straight Civil War win. Then you got Arizona with Ka'Deem Carey having to go down there. That's always kind of been a house of horrors for us. Ever since we lost Ed or Dennis Dixon down there and Kellen Clemens down there in consecutive years, it's kind of like I never like playing there. The fans there aren't the greatest, but we'll go down there and show them who's boss and take care of business. I feel the Stanford game is a game, and UCLA at home. That's a big trap game because UCLA has been in the Pac-12 championship game 2 years in a row, and I don't think a lot of people are looking at that one as the game that could be the game. So everyone's looking at that Thursday night game against Stanford, and I'm just telling you, look out for UCLA because they've been doing a lot of good things, especially in recruiting. They've been going to championship games, so I think that's another game. Besides the Stanford game, it's UCLA, I think. Don't have USC on the schedule. Oh, we don't even play Arizona State, so I don't have to worry about them too much. Unless we face them in the Pac 12 championship game. So, Cattle Dog, if we both make it to the Pac 12 championship game, it's on. Anyway, that's it for me, guys. Gonna watch a little TV and hit the hay and go to work. But just wanted to get my Oregon preview in before the season started. We're 6 days away now. Oh my gosh. Who's ready for college football? Put your hands up. So, Vols fans, keep dreaming. Keep thinking that you have a shot to beat us because it ain't happening. I'm sorry to tell you, it's just not. You guys, you don't have a shot. You don't have a prayer of beating this team. Anyway, you all have a good night and go Ducks.